Warning, this podcast is intended for adult audiences only. We discuss sex and sexual relationships in a frank and open manner. We are not marriage and family therapist or sex therapist, and the content provided is for informational and entertainment purposes only. If you are under the age of 18 or do not wish to hear explicit discussions about sex and sexual relationships or adult language, then you shouldn't listen any further. But if you are, well, grab your seat, grab a drink, sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode of The Accidental Swingers.
You take the good with the bad, dear.
Yeah. I'm used to it.
Or the bad with the good.
It's just, it is. It is what it is.
It's your wonderful life.
That's right. No angels getting their wings. That's for damn sure. That made me think of It's a Wonderful Life because it's Christmas time.
Not this Christmas.
And, yeah.
There's no angel wings appearing this Christmas.
No. Not in this family.
Not after last weekend.
We're Myrina and Tristan, a longtime married professional couple in our early 50s. Kids, dogs, cats, vacations at Disney World, you know, the whole 9 yards. But in 2018, we decided, after years of kind of talking about it, to live a non-monogamous lifestyle.
But it wasn't that easy, was it?
No, it wasn't.
You see, we sort of accidentally started swinging.
Yeah, we did. And we found our story so humorous and fun that we decided to record and chronicle our journey for ourselves so that we could go back and listen to our adventures.
And boy, have we had some adventures.
Yeah, we have.
In the last few years, we've found that we really love this lifestyle that we've chosen. And it's not only strengthened our marriage, but it's also helped us to grow both as individuals and as a couple.
And as we began to go back and listen to our recordings, we realized that others may really benefit from listening to and hearing about our mistakes and our very candid discussions about what we were going through and experiencing.
We talk about and we laugh about.
We laugh a lot.
Yeah, we do. We laugh about the mistakes that we've made, the crazy things that we've experienced, and the exciting things that have happened to us.
But we also talk very openly and honestly about the tough times, the emotional landmines and pitfalls we had to navigate, some rougher than others.
So we thought that we'd create this podcast so that others may gain some perspective or some insight and maybe even learn a lesson or two about what to do and what not to do in their own journeys.
And basically, you'll join us on our journey in real time because we will include excerpts of our recordings. Some will be quick outtakes, others will be longer conversations about what we were going through or experiencing at that time.
So grab a drink.
Or settle into your seat if you're driving.
Relax, sit back, and join us as we bumble our way through this adventure that we call
The Lifestyle. Hey, everyone.
Hey, everyone.
How are you doing? This is Myrina.
And this is Tristan.
And you're listening to the Accidental Swingers podcast. This is episode 30, babe.
Yeah, episode 30.
Holy cow.
This is kind of like a milestone episode.
It is. Well, we've had a lot of milestones lately. Yeah.
Well, this is a milestone for a lot of reasons. It's our 30th episode, which is huge for us.
Yep.
Considering how long it takes us to get episodes out. This is huge for us.
We should be on episode like 100 by now, but...
Well, we're not.
Yeah.
But the other reason that this is a milestone is because throughout our podcast journey, I've always said, well, it just gets better. And it just gets better. And so this finally is one of the episodes. And I say one of the episodes because it really does get better after this too. But this is one of those episodes that I've really been looking forward to recording.
Yeah.
Because this was a fucking amazing experience. And so we are incredibly excited to bring this to you guys. Finally. 30 episodes and we finally got here. Yeah, yay. But this is so fucking hot.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, you guys liked episode 28.
Yeah.
So, episode 30 is going to kick it out of the park.
Right.
I say so too. And this is actually, you mentioned episode 28, and, they're pretty related because this is all in the same week. Right.
And this was later in the week. Actually, this is the Saturday of that week. We're skipping over a couple of things that we're going to pick up in the next few episodes. Also, because this happens at Caliente, this entire story in episode 30 happens at Caliente. And so it's kind of a theme picking up on our episode 29, where we discussed our recent experiences at Caliente 2 weeks ago.
Right.
So this is going back to February of 2019 and just an incredibly fucking hot time that we had there.
Yes. But first, we have some housekeeping to do.
We do have housekeeping to do.
Some quick housekeeping because now you've got everybody all jazzed up for this incredibly awesome episode.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
that's kind of my job.
That's your job, is to get them jazzed up. Are you the fluffer?
I'm the fluffer. Let me think about that.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a compliment or not. For the ladies, it sure is.
Yeah.
You're an excellent lady fluffer. Oh, good God. This is going to go bad.
We're off the rails already. Yeah.
And then we got off the rails when we started talking about this episode. Just does it to us.
And then you've got me fluffing.
I know. Sorry. Well, you call a spade, man.
Yeah. Yeah. So let's just back the fuck off of that right now. And
Well,
get back on track.
you're preparing everybody. So yeah. But anyways, let's do our housekeeping duties.
Okay. Let's call it housekeeping. And
Yes. Let's do that. No, you already did the other part. You already did the fluffing part.
Yeah.
Now they have to wait.
I've already got everybody
Jazzed up and ready to go.
yes, jazzed up. So what big news do we have?
Well, one of the things we really wanted to make sure that we talked about was our upcoming trip to the Dominican Republic. Yes. And that's going to be in March. So if you're listening to this podcast right now, it's December 2021. And this trip is scheduled for March of 2022. We're very excited.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, this is going to be really fucking awesome. This is one of those trips where it's going to be very intimate. The reason that we found or we thought this would be a great opportunity is because it is so small. It's going to be so intimate. It's only the max is 18 couples, including us. So it's perfect for people who really just want to relax, have a great time, have a great adventure, be exotic, erotic, all of those things, but without the pressure of going to someplace like Naughty, where there's 2,000 people and you run the risk of standing up against the wall and not talking to anybody. So we're not going to do it that way. We're going to do it much more intimate, much more easy going for folks, very flexible. And if you're newer into the lifestyle or just starting out, this is a perfect opportunity because there is no pressure.
Right.
So we're going to the Dominican Republic. I forget what the area is.
Puerto Plata province.
Plata
in
province.
Costa Norte, which is the
North Shore.
Yeah, the North
I
Shore.
should always say North Shore whenever I'm typing anything about it. So you just made me pull out my Spanish out, which is why it sounded so terrible. Yeah, so that's where we're going. It's an all-inclusive. Everything is paid unless we do something, unless you choose to do something different on your own. It's all going to be covered. The only thing that you have to pay for besides the trip is your airfare there. And honestly, that's not a bad idea because we talked to the event planner and he's like, well, we can charge people $700 for a round trip, but that doesn't make sense when they might be able to get it for like $250.
Right.
Because he was saying they live in Milwaukee and they were paying like $100 one way.
Yeah.
So that made perfect sense. And it's like, yeah, people can make their own plane reservations, but they will still come and pick us up from whatever airports we have to fly into. There's a couple of them and we'll have all this information all set up for everybody, but it's really going to be awesome. There's a lot of stuff that goes into the whole trip.
Yeah. And so the way that this works is once we get kind of a critical mass of people together, then our event coordinator will basically poll us all, and we're all going to vote on what we want to do, essentially.
Right.
There will be questionnaires that are very detailed so that he can determine what all of our preferences are, kind of come to a common denominator. And as far as things like menus and drinks and services and even down to musical preferences and play styles and everything. And it's a very, very detailed questionnaire that will allow them to really tightly customize the sway-K, is what they're called, the swingers vacation. Customize the sway-K to fit the group that we assemble.
Right.
Yeah, which
so
is
you
really
go on
cool.
one, and if you go on one another time and another time of the year, it may be totally different because different people are attending.
Right.
So we'll talk about what all of the excursions and adventures that they offer. We will vote on all of those.
Right.
So it will be, kind of like the majority will decide. But the other thing too, we'll decide also, you get to vote if you want it clothing optional or not. Can't imagine that you wouldn't.
My
but
vote is yes.
You can always option to wear the clothing, as you well know. Tristan is always what his option is.
Yeah, I drop my clothes anytime I can and not get arrested.
Right. So you get to choose all of those things. And again, that's something else that we really, really loved. It wasn't like, here's your agenda and here's what you're going to do. This is, hey, let's all come together and we want to have, I don't know, grilled steak or something one night with a bourbon tasting. And so we get to vote on whether or not we want to do that. We want to go sailing. Do we want to go snorkeling? Do we want to go waterfall climbing? Is something else that they do there? Or do you want to sit and just do a yoga on the beach? I mean, there's a whole bunch of these all different things. So there's adventures, excursions. But yeah, we get to pick what we want to do.
Yeah, it's very customized.
And talk about where we get to stay.
So there is a network of upscale luxury homes that our event coordinator has access to. And depending upon the composition of our group, it will probably be spread between 2 or 3 different homes that are all in relatively close proximity to one another. There will be drivers that will take us to and from the various homes. The parties will rotate. the events and games and so forth, and all the things we will decide upon what to do will rotate among the various homes.
So the days, the parties, the meals, everything will go from one to the other. So everybody will spend their days and things together. And then depending on where you end up for the evening, the parties also, the evening parties will go from location to location, and we all just go together.
Right.
So the only thing that's where you're not basically together is, well, it does, if you, I guess, decide to sleep alone.
Well, we were going to say when you go to sleep.
When you go to
but
sleep,
then,
I was like that. You don't even.
you can-
that doesn't necessarily
that's pretty
mean you'll
fluid
be
and
alone,
flexible,
right?
too. Yeah,
So
yeah,
I
yeah.
don't know what that looks like.
And
So-
among the various homes, everybody's welcome to go from one to the next. And as I mentioned, there'll be drivers to take you around. So just because you're in home A doesn't mean that you can't go and hang out at the pool at home B or the living areas. And like I said, it's all very flexible and fluid. And it just sounds like an amazing time. And
Right.
the reason that we mention, possibly 2 or 3 is because they don't have any one particular home that is large enough to accommodate 18 couples.
Right. Yeah. These are like, imagine looking at the fancy, was it Condé Nest, whatever it is, travel magazine,
Yeah, or
the Architectural
Architectural
Digest,
Digest, yeah.
yes, of these beautiful tropical cliffside homes in
Yeah.
the Dominican Republic. Those are them.
Right.
Those are them. Yeah. So that's where we'll be staying. And so all of these things, and again, we're going to put all this information on our website. So go to our website, accidentalswingers.com, click on the travel tab up at the top, and you'll see the information to connect to the Sway K page. On that page, it will have all the details about what we're talking about now. It will have the link to, we did a video Zoom call with our community when we first announced this a couple weeks ago. So we recorded that video and we put it on YouTube. So that the link to that video is there, and that's where we talk to our event coordinator, Rob, and he answers questions. So, and those are also linked in the YouTube video, so you can see the different questions people had. And then also any questions that we had that came in after we addressed those on the page on the website. So really the website, our website is the best place to go to get the information. You'll be able to book from that page as well. I do want to tell everybody that the cost of the trip itself is cheaper than going to Hito or Desire or anything like that. It's just under $4,000 per couple. It's a 7-day trip.
Yeah, all inclusive.
Yeah, Saturday to Saturday.
Other than the airfare.
Right. And yes, 100%. All open bar, 24-hour open bar.
Yeah, and there's
All food, all snacks,
Right.
all everything is taken care of unless you choose to go somewhere else and do something, which you are also allowed to do. If you want to say to, you and your partner want to go off and go down to one of the restaurants by yourselves, the driver will take you there. It's not a problem at all. So it really is a tropical vacation rolled into a lifestyle vacation, rolled into an adventure vacation, rolled into a relaxation vacation, rolled into all inclusive. You don't have to take your wallet out of your bag once you get there, kind of a thing. And we're super, super, super excited. This is something that we always wanted to do, but never knew that there was something that was like this.
Right.
Because when we first started in the lifestyle, you guys know our story. We went to Naughty in New Orleans, which was jumping off the deep end. There was nothing in between. It's either like Hito, Desire, a cruise, or Naughty.
Right.
It was all we knew at the time. And so this would have been so perfect, especially for
absolutely.
you, because you're a little bit more introverted than I am.
I'm a lot more introverted than you are. Yeah, and so this is going to be a really intimate experience with a pretty tight, close circle of people. And by the time that we actually hit the ground in the Dominican Republic in March, we will know each other very well because we're going to have Zoom calls. I imagine we're going to have a Discord group of some sort.
Well, it'll be through the community. So what happens is
That's a good point.
anybody who goes on the trip gets complimentary lifetime access to our private community. Within the community, we actually have the opportunity to do a group chat, and we have the opportunity to do live Zoom calls. And so we will have Zoom calls just for our group that's going. So we can get to know each other a little bit more. Just some fun icebreaker type stuff. Nothing crazy, nothing off the wall, but just talking about our stories, what we've done, so that we all know each other a little bit before we get there. Again, you guys know me. If you've listened to any episode about going to New Orleans, I wanted to make sure I knew people before I got there, and I did things to make sure that happened. And that's this same type of thing.
Yeah.
We want to make sure that we're all comfortable and excited. And it's nice when you show up and go, oh my God, it's so nice to finally meet you.
Right.
Because you've been talking to these people for, a couple weeks. So we will definitely do that, have at least two or three Zoom calls. And then again, you get lifetime access to the community, which is full of other couples who may or may not be joining us. But the community has the ability to be able to, have that group. Here we are over here. We're going to this, but you guys can talk to everybody and read all the articles, and you get access to the after party and all of those things that we have that's part of the community membership. Mm-hmm. So it's a double bonus.
Well, it's a triple bonus because then you get to party with us for 7 days in a tropical paradise.
Right. That is a triple bonus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a pretty big benefit.
And I personally am voting for the bourbon tasting or the whiskey tasting or tequila tasting.
Yeah. Well, and the fun thing is that, and Rob talks about this on the YouTube video, but there is a private chef and she has a team that provides food for everybody. And we vote upon the menus, and we all vote upon or at least give input on our favorite alcohol preferences. And they have a bartender that works the events, but then the rest of the time when the bartender isn't working the parties or the events, it's basically a free-for-all.
Bar.
It's a free-for-all.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Phoenix and I are quite accomplished mixologists. And we'll be happy to
play bartender for a little while.
Yeah, when our professional bartenders are not around.
That's awesome. Oh, you guys are in for a treat.
Yeah.
Yes. We have a whole lineup of our custom-made drinks as well. So we'll have to see if we can get those ingredients. So they said they would get them for us. So yay.
Yeah.
That's perfect. Yeah. So I'm super excited.
Oh,
It's
going to be amazing.
Yeah. So go to a website, check that out. You can make a deposit. The payment is due when you register. I think it's $800. But you can pay off the rest in the next couple of months. It just has to be paid off, I think, 30 or 45 days before the trip.
Yeah.
We'll verify that. That will be on the website as well. I am really excited, though. Again, this is like something we would have loved to have done.
Yeah, I'm incredibly excited.
Yeah.
And we totally would have done this when we first started out. Mm-hmm. And even, now, even for seasoned people, we would totally do this.
Oh, well, we are. We are doing this. We were like, hell yes, this sounds perfect. This is what we love. A small, intimate group of people that you just can spend your time with. Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
And just get to know each other and have a great time talking about lifestyle stories, whether or not you play or not. It doesn't matter. Getting together with lifestyle people, as we all know,
is a lot of fun.
Is so much fun.
Absolutely. Yep. No, I'm thrilled.
All right. Well, let's get to the down and dirty part.
Okay.
All right.
I like it when you say, let's get down and dirty.
Let's get down and dirty.
Because I'm always game for getting down and dirty.
Well, why don't you talk about this episode?
So, as mentioned earlier, we've been looking forward to bringing you this episode for a long time. And we foreshadowed this in episode 28, where we talked about that we were planning on meeting Brad at Caliente that coming Saturday. Mm-hmm. And this is when we met Brad at the Level 11 bar. That was on the Thursday before this Saturday.
Oh, really? It was that close together?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And then the Friday is what we're going to talk about in episode 31. Yeah. So that's what I mentioned earlier, that we're skipping ahead to kind of keep the Caliente continuity going.
But this is good. This is worth it.
Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah. This is worth it. Yeah. And by the way, speaking of spinners, in episode 28, Myrina mentioned something about the fact that the restaurant itself rotates.
Uh-huh.
And I said, how the fuck does that happen from an architectural engineering standpoint? And I Googled it, and it does, in fact, indeed spin. It's slow.
Yeah, of course it's slow. You don't want to fling people off the 11th floor.
Well, yeah, that centrifugal force going when the restaurant gets spinning out of control. But
yes.
I'm still just baffled.
It spins, right?
I think rotate's probably a better word, but it's still, I just don't understand how that happens. But
yes.
Yeah, but you were right again.
Yay.
You were right about the trolley being free in downtown Tampa.
So I was right again, although I think there was a slight error with Mauritius. What's it called?
Mauritius.
See? Mm-hmm. But I called it not Mauritius. I called it
Melisiki.
I was close. It started with an M. And that's all I said. I said it starts with an M and has a lot of vowels in it. That's all I do. And there was an S. So Melisiki, Mauritius.
That's close enough for horseshoes and hand grenades.
That's right. So close and damn enough.
Yeah.
But yes, yay me.
Yay you.
Yay me. So yes, it does spin. So don't doubt me anymore when I say things.
Doubt's a strong word.
It's been 30 years. You should know
sometimes better. Question And I do my research. Let's just say that.
Okay.
My follow-up research.
Right.
Anyway, we're digressing again.
Yes.
So this was this is in 2019, February 2019, and that's back before Caliente had playrooms.
Right.
Yeah. And so what used to happen at that time is, and prior to Club Rouge opening, is that on party nights, like on Saturday nights, and I'm not sure about Friday nights, but we only went on Saturday nights to these after parties. So they would have after parties at various locations around the resort and people's condos and people's casitas. This particular one happened at the Casita Clubhouse.
And I think that was where they originally had the after parties. And then they stopped doing them there because they were redoing that to make the spa because of Rouge.
That's right. They rotated everything around.
So then they started doing it in an empty villa.
Yes.
Yes. And so we were actually able to attend one of the ones that was in the original, from the time when we were going, one of the original places where the after parties were.
Right.
And we talk about it. You'll hear us describing the whole building, the whole layout. It was small.
It was small.
It was small. I heard. Well, you guys will hear it.
Yeah.
We were surprised. I was surprised. I'm like, I forgot it was that small.
But we had never been to one of these.
Yeah.
This was the very first after party at Caliente that we'd ever been to. And, we'd mentioned how Brad tends to get us into trouble and tended to get us into trouble. And we still see him around and he hasn't gotten us into trouble yet in the current day, but he probably will at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. So with a little prompting from Brad, we wound up at the after party.
Yeah. Well, we'll hear all about it.
That's right. And so we did go with him as a single guy, and the security was really tight. They were really strict about, and the only way that he was able to come in was because he was with us. And they said, you'll hear in the audio, 3 in, 3 out. You can't take him in and then leave. He's got to come back out with you.
Right.
So
that was it was interesting the way that they did that.
Yeah. So, but they were very serious about the single guy policy and keeping the single guys in check. So we went, and you'll hear all about it.
Well, let's
play the audio.
Let's play the audio. Yep. Okay. All right. I'm now recording.
Okay.
So it is 3:53 in the morning, and we are leaving Caliente, and
that was fucking hot as shit.
It was fucking hot as shit. All right. The short version.
It's always hot when we are at Caliente, but this time we didn't even get in the pool.
We did not get in the pool.
We did not get in the pool.
So we arrived actually a little bit earlier than we normally do. We arrived around 8:30 or 8:45, something like that. And we said hello to, and then we ran into and her friend. And so we said hello to them, chatted for a few minutes, and then went inside. We sat at the piano bar. We actually went and sat at the sports bar for a little while. We walked around, and it started to fill in around 9:30, I would say, 9:30.
And we sat at the piano bar and watched people come in, which was a lot of fun.
It was fun.
We've never done that before.
No, that was actually really cool. I really enjoyed it, yeah. And he'd been here during the day, so we thought he was still here, but he had gone home, showered, and was coming back. And so I texted, we were there for like 15 minutes, we couldn't find him. I texted him and said, we're here, and he's like, I'm on my way back. Be there around 9:30, so we're like, that's fine. So he texted that he was in the bar. Somehow he made it in before we saw him. So, yeah, okay. So, all the magic started happening when showed up, sort of.
Well, when Santa started filling in, too. I mean...
Yeah, there were a lot of people there.
Dance floor got crowded, the bar got crowded.
Yep, which was really cool. Mm-hmm. So, said, come, you want to dance? And I said, yeah. So we went out to the dance floor, and we were dancing. This woman came up to us, behind us, and was clearly dancing with us, but was not with us. So I pulled her around because I thought she was interested in dancing with him. And he pointed out later that no, she was more interested in dancing with me. Older woman, beautiful. Mm-hmm. They're from...
Oh, really?
Uh-huh. And mysteriously missing husband for most of the time. She was trashed. He seemed mad. When I finally saw him, yeah, he seemed mad. She was trashed. But anyway, so it was really fun to go out on the dance floor with him. So we went back and stood at the bar, all of us chatted for a while, whatever. You and I went out and danced on the dance floor, came back, had more drinks, chatted some more. Then all three of us went out on the dance floor. That was really fun. Oh, and then the guy at the end of the bar.
Oh,
the
yeah,
old
yeah.
man, the older man with
Ponytail.
the ponytail, yeah. And he was like hitting on this older or way even older woman, and she was laughing and throwing her head back. She was like, ha, 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 ha. And I'm like, oh, he is working her. He saw me watching him.
Uh-huh.
And so I held his gaze and made eye contact with him. So he kept turning back and looking at me. So I just kind of gave him a head nod, like, yeah, I know what you're doing, you sly dog. So then when we all went out to the dance floor, I said, hey, can you watch our drinks for us? And he's like, yeah, sure. We were gone for quite a while, though.
Yeah.
20 minutes, maybe even longer. And came back and he was nowhere to be seen. But our drinks were still there and that was good. So we drank our drinks and whatever. So then we decided we were going to go out and try the pool and see what was going on out there. So we went out. It wasn't terrible. It was cold.
Yeah.
I mean, outside.
It was fine, but
Yeah.
And it would have been fine if we gotten in.
Yeah. Oh, the says, well, I got to go to the bathroom. And we're like, well, it's better go to the bathroom now.
Yeah.
So he went up, had to go back upstairs, go to the bathroom, came back down. I mean, it took a long time, 20 minutes, and he came down and we're like, well, where are we going to go? And it's like, this doesn't look great to try and get into the pool. We're like, maybe you try the hot tub. Well, there's a chair over there. Let's go try the bed over there. There's somebody shitting on the bed. We're like, this is just kind of not great. And then we were going to go down and find beds.
Right. So I found a bed down on the next level down. So that's where we were going to go, but it was cold.
It was cold, and the beds were wet, and we're like, we'll throw down towels, which we ended up leaving there,
that sucks, man.
apparently.
Whatever. Yeah.
And,
you know what? Losing 2 towels isn't worth it.
yeah. But anyway, so then we're like, all right, we're going to go to the bathroom, then we'll park ourselves on one of these chaise lounge things. So comes up and he's like, why don't we just go to the after party? Like, it'll be warm there. We're like, oh, yeah, that's...
Started at 1:30.
Yeah, we're like, that's a smart idea.
And it was right at 1:30.
Yeah, so we're like, oh, actually, I think it starts at 1. Does it start at 1?
Told me 1:30.
Oh, okay. Oh, in the meantime, had left. He didn't find us before he left. He had to leave and whatever. So we said, well, that's a great idea. Let's go to the after party. So drove over to the after party and we took the golf cart. So we go into the after party and they are like, all right, you 3 in, you 3 out. You go in together, you come out together. Like, he, as a single dude, is not allowed.
Yeah, they were serious about it too.
Yeah.
And even when we went in, somebody else said something.
Texting, so you can either pass him
let him
or
go.
in his. Oh, that's a Bentley convertible. Well, he's gonna be careful. Oh, I bet he was at Caliente.
He probably was.
Should we wave at him? Hey, throw him a swinger car just in case. He's driving a Bentley convertible. So how much is that car?
Probably $300,000.
Yeah, I think you should just go past him.
Yeah.
He's still busy. He's trying to find a date.
Well,
if
he hits
or
me, then his insurance is better than my insurance. So.
Anyways, so we go over to the after party. Well, we've never been there before. So it's in the clubhouse?
We'll be going back.
Okay, so we walk in, you go down this hallway, and it's very similar to kind of the playrooms
in New Orleans,
right. Yep. So there were probably, 10 beds total? Maybe 6 on one wall, 4 on the other?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, something like that. But there's no curtains in between them.
On the other side, there were.
Oh, really?
I didn't notice that until we were leaving.
Okay.
Yeah, on the other side, there are
curtains
semi-private beds, but on the one that we went to, it was all open. So, 5
or 6
5
beds.
or 6.
I think it was 6.
I think it was 6
on the one side and 4 on the other.
Yeah, so we were on the second bed in.
From the end.
Yeah.
Oh, and there's a fuck furniture piece in the middle of the room, which we put our shit on.
Yeah.
So we get in, and we're on the right-hand side, so we're in the all open, because there were none of the other ones open.
That's right,
Yeah.
Which was good.
It ended up being...
For me, because, that's what I want to
get
better at doing.
So shit happens organically.
Uh-huh.
So we get in, we're in the second one from the very end, and the 3 of us start playing together. There's people next to us on both sides.
Right.
Yep, and they're fucking. So we're playing, and we're doing whatever, and then, having a nice time, and went down on me, then was fingering me, came, you fucked me. I don't remember. At some point in time, he's watching everybody, because there's a lot of, and it's really loud, and people are talking full voice, and I was
very chatty,
outside,
on the outside, not in the room,
but
right there, not in the beds, but right outside the curtains,
there,
so it's like a party going on,
So we're playing.
Which oddly didn't distract me as much as I thought it would.
It did me at first, but yeah, once we got into it, I got used to it too. So, but while we're not quite into it completely, I mean, we were enjoying each other, and there's people all around, and everybody's kind of looking and watching and each other and whatnot and whatever. And so leans over to the couple next to us and says something, and you said he
asked if he could taste her.
And they said no.
No.
So I was like appalled.
Yeah, me too.
And I'm like, fuck. And I told him,
we're gonna get kicked out of here.
Yeah. And I'm like thinking to myself, don't be that guy. Like, we're the people that brought him. And I almost want to say to him, look, we live here. Like, we will be back here.
Be back
so
here.
You can't do this, is what I wanted to say. So instead of being totally bratty.
Well, then on the other side too, he went to the other couple on the other side.
Okay, so maybe I missed. I only saw one.
Yeah, no, I saw him ask both.
Okay.
On both sides of us. He started with the ones on the left. And that woman was drunk as fuck.
Oh yeah.
And the husband's like, no.
Yeah.
And
I didn't know he did it to the people.
Yeah, and then he went to the other couple on the other side, the older couple.
I didn't even see them. I didn't see them at all.
So
so I'm like, and so I told him, you're not to be with it. You're with me. You're with me, and you don't. I said you can look, but you don't touch, and you don't mess with anybody else. And he's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, you know what I'm saying. And he's like, oh, you're being the boss. And I'm like, yeah. So then we started, like, he really wanted dirty talk. Like, he's a dirty boy. He is a dirty boy. So he's like, oh yeah, you're not gonna let me, fuck any or taste any of the pussies or something. Like, no, you're not. You're with me, and so whatever. Did you hear all that?
I heard all that. Yeah.
So I'm like, no. Because I'm thinking, and what I eventually was going to say was, look, we fucking live here, and don't be that guy. Like, that is just why they don't let single guys in, because you're that guy. So sure enough, so we're all together, and he was doing good. He's looking around, but I'm like, you can look, but you can't touch or talk. You can't touch or taste or whatever, anybody else.
Let's go back a little bit. I mean, we had some really good sex, just the three of us. Yeah. I mean, like, and you were coming a lot, and you were pushing me out.
So squirting
you were clamping
everywhere.
down on me, and and I was fucking you good. And people were. So this is important for me. This is why I say this is important for me, because I was fucking you really good, and you were coming. Oh dear.
Oh no,
that's a coyote. Wow. And you were coming, you were squirting, you were clamping down, eventually you pushed me out, and I couldn't recover from it.
Oh, sorry.
But no, it's okay. No.
Yeah,
that's a good thing.
I did that to our neighbor friend. Too.
Yeah, it's a good thing. And so, but I was really just thrilled as could be. If it had ended right there, I would have been thrilled, because I was fucking you with all these people around.
Yeah.
People were watching us.
Yeah, they were. Because I was coming.
You were coming. You were.
I was vocal.
And I was like, oh, you're gonna come and get maybe.
I heard you.
Oh, yeah.
You trying out some dirty talk on your own. Yeah, I heard you.
Yeah, it was hot as shit.
Yeah.
And I loved it. And so.
There's a deer.
Oh, it was 2 deer.
Yeah.
So that was great. So if the night had ended right there, I would have been thrilled.
But it didn't.
But it didn't.
Right there. It did not. So you're fucking me, and is laying next to me, and I feel him moving, and I'm like, and there's a couple fucking next to us, right?
A new couple, yeah. Because the
couple,
original couple, the drunk chick, and they left.
Right. So there's a couple fucking next to us. Now, I don't know how they were originally positioned, but he was fucking her doggy style.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, fucking at some point in time,
they came in while I was fucking you. They came in.
Yeah. Leaned over, whatever he said, whatever. The next thing I notice is she is sucking his dick.
Yeah. The husband's fucking her from behind.
The husband's fucking
and she's
her,
sucking his dick.
and she's sucking his dick.
I looked over and saw the same thing, and
I'm like,
oh, that's pretty awesome.
I'm like, well, I was like, seriously? So then I'm like, well, all right. So this is I guess it's okay for him to have a good time too, but don't be that guy. It's still like, don't be that guy. Then what happened? I have no idea.
All right, so I'm watching.
I'm on my back. You're fucking me.
Yeah.
He's to the right of me. He's getting his cock sucked by her. They're now perpendicular.
At some point
to us.
At some point, we wound up doggy, and you were.
Okay, yeah. So
you started kissing her.
Yeah.
And so, no.
Oh, that's what it was.
Yeah.
She reached over.
Started playing with your tits.
And she just started like rubbing my leg or something. While you were fucking me,
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
I don't know how you came out. Maybe I was coming. I don't know.
I don't know.
Something happened. We changed positions. They're perpendicular because she sucked cock. He's laying next to me, but it scooted over. Yeah, so they're perpendicular. She reaches over and starts feeling my leg. And I don't know if it... I don't know if he said something to me. I don't know what happened. But somehow... Actually, you didn't start fucking me. I must have pushed you out. That's when I pushed you out.
Yeah.
We had stopped.
That's right.
She's leaning over.
That's right. Yeah. Then I was
he probably grabbed me to like kiss him as she's sucking his cock.
Yeah, that's right. Because I kind of got on my side and was just like watching.
Okay, so he must have grabbed me to kiss him or something like that. Something happened. She's touching me, and I realize it's her.
Mm-hmm.
So I just decided to kiss her.
Mm-hmm.
So I leaned over and I started kissing her.
Mm-hmm.
And now, because at this point she's flipped over and on her back. That's what's happened. So originally she was sucking his cock.
That's right.
She's flipped
And
over.
then
She's on her back. Her husband is fucking her.
That's right.
Her husband's fucking her. She's on her back, but she's still perpendicular. Is like rubbing her tits or whatever. She's rubbing my leg. I see that. I reach over and I turn around and I start kissing her. She's beautiful. So, at least she's beautiful upside down. So, if she did not have all her clothes off, he had just like basically pulled her top down. She still had her whole dress on. But anyways,
At that point,
that doesn't really matter. So I reach over, so I lean over and I start kissing her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then you were.
And then I kissed her nipples.
Uh-huh.
And ran my tongue between her breasts.
Mm-hmm.
And she was very responsive to that. Mm-hmm. So I kissed her a little bit more. And I told her that she was very beautiful because I always like that when people tell me that.
Mm-hmm.
So even when you're upside down
and she was
and
beautiful.
You don't know who you're kissing.
Yep. Her name is, by the way.
I don't care.
I got her name.
I don't want to know their name. I didn't ask him his name. I almost introduced myself. I'm like, no.
Yeah. In hindsight, I shouldn't have. Yeah.
It's all right. No, you do you.
Yeah.
You do you. I do me. So, fuck. So, kissing her, she's feeling me. She's getting fucked by her husband. She's like, oh, baby, I'm going to come, whatever. I look up at him, because I'd kissed her.
Well, I started fucking you, man.
You turned around and started fucking me. I was on my knees.
It's the Bentley guy again.
It's the Bentley guy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, because I'm on my knees kissing her.
Mm-hmm. And I'm fucking you from behind.
So, yeah, she's like grabbing my tits. Anyways, I look up at him, and he's looking at me, like watching me, and I'm looking at him like in my normal, sly little face. So I just kind of watch him, and he doesn't break eye contact. So I kind of look at him, and I bend down and start to kiss her again. And I said to her, "Can I kiss your husband?" And she said, "Absolutely." And I said, "Okay." So I just kind of got back up on my hands and leaned over to him, and we started kissing. So we're kissing.
While I'm fucking you still.
While you're fucking me. He's fucking her.
Mm-hmm.
He's laying in between us.
Mm-hmm.
I guess he's just watching.
Yeah, he was.
The whole time.
Yeah.
Or she's like got her hand on him too. I think she's hand on his cock and whatnot. So I'm making out with him. I'm making out with her. She's rubbing his cock, whatever. She comes a couple times, or at least once, but I think twice. And we're fucking whatever. Oh, and so and then like I stopped to while you were fucking me. So I'm like looking at him, the husband, and I said something to him about fucking her good or something like that. And so is like, hey, suck on her nipple. It's lonely or something like that. And I'm like, don't tell me what to do. Because that's how I roll.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, whatever. So she comes, husband pulls out, and lays next to her on the bed, right?
Right.
Then she like turned to me to look at she and he are talking, saying something. She turns to look at me, and she said something, and I said, what? And she said, he wants to taste you while you're getting fucked. And I said,
oh, I didn't hear that.
And I said, while I'm getting fucked? And she said, yeah.
Oh, that's hot as shit.
And I said, oh. And she said, it feels really good. And I'm like, I'm sure it does.
That's fucking hot as shit.
So I'm like, how do I tell you, though? Like, how am I going to orchestrate this? Like, it wasn't, you know. And I guess you were still fucking me at that time. But then you kind of stopped, or maybe I leaned over to say, I don't even know what.
You made it clear to me that I was done. I forget exactly.
So that's because she had said this, and I'm like, how? I don't really know how this is going to work. So I'm thinking, how is this going to work? And he's laying there, and he's got his hard cock. And so I decided, instead of quite doing it that way, since you and I hadn't talked about this, like, ever, and how's that going to work? Right. I didn't even know. So I decided to, like, go down on him, but we end up 69. Like, as soon as I start to move towards him, I end up, like, kind of crawling over him, and he grabs me and starts eating my pussy while I suck his cock. Now, his cock is big, nice size, not ginormous, but big, and it's the most curved cock I've ever seen. Like, it's totally angled. Right. So I couldn't even, like, I was having a hard time because we're 69, and it's pointing down towards his belly. So if he had been standing up, it's like, you know, curved up and in towards his belly. So I'm having a hard time getting his cock in my mouth because it's pointing down, you know, weird, and I'm on top of him, and he's eating me out, whatever. Oh, and my foot, I was half off the bed. We're like in between the two mattresses. It was kind of like chaos. So I don't know if I asked her, is it okay if I fuck your husband? I can't remember. I think I just asked about kissing. I don't think I asked about fucking.
Yeah, I don't remember. All I remember is you saying it has to be with a condom.
So anyway, so I turned around.
So he must have said something to you.
So, well, I turned around, and then I started giving him a blowjob. And the bottom of my tongue is so sore from fucking, like, 7 days of blowjobs. My tongue hurts so bad. But anyways, so again, his big cock, it's curved. But I'm trying to get it all the way down my throat, which I normally do. It's hard to do it because it's curved in such a weird way. So I didn't know if I was hurting him, but he seemed to be moaning and groaning like, yeah, that's good. So it was kind of weird and bizarre, whatever. Oh, I said something. Actually, what happened was I turned around and I said something about, like, I'm gonna suck your cock. I'm gonna get your whole cock in my mouth. And he was like, I like that. And I said, okay.
Let's do that.
Yeah. So anyway, so that I went down on him. And then I have no idea why I stopped, or did he pull me up? I have no idea because it's all a blur. But then, I was kind of like half on top of him, and he was grinding like he wanted to fuck me. And that's when I said, you know, I'll fuck you, but I'm not going to fuck. Oh, I said something, I'm not going to fuck you without a condom. And he said, well, I have a condom over here. And I was like, okay. And then you ever so...
Because I heard that.
Ever so cleverly whipped out a condom and said...
There you go.
You know, here you go.
And said, you need lube, babe.
Yep.
And then she looked at me or something, and I said, no, the other babe.
Oh, really?
And she laughed. So, yeah, figured that out.
So he got the condom on, I lubed him up, climbed on top of him. So I climbed on top of him. That felt really good. He's good at really, like, bucking his hips, so that was good. So it felt good. So after a few minutes, I said to him, in a couple minutes, you're going to flip me over and you're going to fuck me like you fucked your wife.
Oh, that's hot.
So there was no couple minutes. He flipped me over right then and there. And he started fucking me like he fucked his wife. And I told him, I'm going to come right away. And
she said, as soon as you flipped over and he started, she said she's ready to come.
I did. Yeah. And, I told him. I said I'm going to come right away as soon as I felt him. And so I did. And then I said to him, I'm going to come again. And I did. And he kept fucking. It was really cool. And he was getting a workout. And I tried, actually, at that point in time, I'm like, I'm going to try not to come, but I couldn't not come.
Oh, you just keep going, baby.
Well, I didn't want him to get soft. I didn't want to push him out and get soft. But I did. I came another time, so I came 3 times with him. At this point in time, he's huffing and puffing, and then he said something about Jack had taken, too much Jack or something like that. And so that was kind of it. Wrapped it up, sort of. But that was, well, what was your take of the whole thing?
It was hot as shit. I loved it.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was really fucking hot.
So, it was really fucking hot.
Yeah.
And the best part about it was that it was so...
Like, I'm getting hard right now.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, the best part about it was that it was so organic.
Yep.
And it wasn't planned. And it was going to be the three of us playing together. Although, had we thought about it, in reality, it would have been pretty obvious it was going to be the instigator in doing other things. But
turned out we had a 5-way.
So we had a 5-way.
First 5-way.
Yeah.
And I didn't so I just kissed her. That was it. I didn't, she didn't suck my dick. She didn't touch my dick. I just kissed her. But that was cool because I was just happy as shit to watch what I watched. And, I was hoping to be able to play with her, but then she said, well, I got to go to the bathroom. So as soon as you guys were wrapping up, she's like, I got to go to the bathroom. And she says, is there a bathroom in here? And I told her where it was. I said, do you want me to come with you and show you where it is? And she's like, no, I'll find it. And that was pretty much it. And then they started getting dressed. And he said, oh, we might come back later.
Yeah. He's like, well, actually...
But she was done.
Oh, well, I didn't even realize that she had gotten up first or whatever. But we were fucking, and he was sweating and panting. And he, that's when he talked about having too much Jack. And he said, I'm going to get some air. I have to go get some air. And I said, that's fine. And that's when that was very nice. He got up.
Oh, then he came and kissed you again.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, because then...
so he's getting dressed and
we were sucking on your nipples and playing with you some more.
Yeah, but he kind of popped his head back in the curtain and came in and gave me a kiss and he said, we'll probably be back. And I'm thinking, you're not coming back.
Yeah, you're not coming back.
That's all right. It's sweet. That's sweet of you to say. That was nice. That was really, really nice. So, that was crazy as shit.
That was fucking hot. Yeah, that was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then we're like, of course, the last people to leave the party, as always, even in the fucking playrooms. There was one other couple getting dressed as we were getting dressed. And so that's why it was 3:53. 4:23, we're pulling into our
neighborhood. Yeah, that was really, really fun. So let's do that again. Even if we don't.
It's really late.
Even if we don't. Even if it doesn't happen like that again.
Well, I don't think it's gonna happen like that again.
Yeah, just like being there and playing and that. I mean, even if I'm just playing with you, that's what I want to get used to, and that's what I want to get good at.
That was a pretty good environment to do that.
Yeah, and it's really, really exciting and hot. And so,
Yeah.
So let's do that again.
That was fucking crazy as shit.
Yeah, that was fun. And I actually, I think I prefer that to the pool.
Well, yeah, but it doesn't even open till 1:30 in the morning. It's exhausting. I'm exhausted.
Yeah. Well,
I was cold and tired before. I was like, I think she's woken up. I'm like, yeah, whatever, shut up. Did I get rejuvenated? Yes. Was that warmer than being outside? Yes. Yeah, no, I'm not saying we'll never do it again, but boy, you got to really plan for it because it's hard coming home at 4:30 in the morning.
Well, so we rent one of those casitas.
Yeah. Oh, and then the couple. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So the couple.
He wanted us to.
He had been parading up and down. I kept seeing.
Oh, I saw him. Yeah, he was watching.
Robe.
Yeah, and he was watching. And, he knew exactly who you were.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, so he's like, oh yeah, you can drop us off. They were literally around the corner. He's like, yeah, you can drop us off. And then he's like, y'all want to come in for a beer or something? We're like, yeah, no.
Yeah. You guys looking for? What did you say? Something about finding some more trouble?
Yeah. Because they were saying that maybe they would go to the hot tub and see if they could stir up some more trouble.
She's like, no.
Yeah,
I'm gonna go to bed.
Like, yeah, you probably can find some trouble.
He wanted us to be their trouble.
Yeah, he wanted us to be their trouble. Yep. So, there we go.
There we go. A hot night at Caliente.
Yep, which was very...
Muy caliente.
Muy caliente. Very surprising.
Yeah.
Unexpected.
Let's do that again.
All right, we're gonna be done.
Wow. I love that.
So, oh my God. Yeah. That was just, we did not do it justice in even talking about it, really,
Right.
quite honestly. We did not do it justice.
Yeah, no, we really didn't.
Yeah,
and
because it was so fucking hot and
Yeah.
so fucking unexpected. And even just listening to us talking about it in this matter of fact, because we're trying to remember details,
Right.
like but it was so amazing.
yeah.
And it was really great to hear that because I'd forgotten. I knew it's crazy how much you remember and how much your mind fills in.
Mm-hmm.
But then when you go back and listen, I'm like, oh, that is what happened. Like now I remember it because, yeah, I forgot that I had turned to him and said, you're going to fuck me like you fucked your wife.
Yeah. Oh, I remember that.
I didn't remember that.
I
at
remember
all.
that. That was so fucking
But
hot.
as soon as I heard it on, I'm like, oh, yeah. And
Yeah.
he did. He like immediately flipped me over and started fucking the shit out of me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really hot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I know.
So
It's speechless.
Here I am in that mode. Like,
I know. I do
that
it
was
all
so
the time.
fucking hot. Yeah. And so what I find very interesting. So that was, as I mentioned, February of 2019.
Well, if we went out with Brad on Valentine's Day, so this would have been like 2 days.
Yeah,
you said
it was the
just a couple
Saturday
days
after,
later.
so the 16th. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so that was a long time ago.
Yeah, it
It
was.
was a long time ago.
It'll be
And
3 years in 2022. That's fucked up.
Yeah, fucking COVID.
Fucking COVID.
So what I find really interesting, and so this was a point in our development where we had really kind of dived into the hotwife lifestyle.
Well, yeah. This is
And
all.
so
This is just think
I-
about it. This is now what are we 3 weeks from me getting back from Virginia?
Right.
3 weeks.
Right.
Not even 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Probably 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, so we're just starting on that trajectory, and which
And
is
we'd had 7 days and 7 dates,
right.
and we were just
so. What I find really interesting is that I didn't even try to fuck her,
Right.
And because it didn't even occur to me because I was so wrapped up in watching you.
well, it went down so unexpectedly.
Right.
There was no way, as
Right.
you heard in the audio, is like how
And it happened fast.
Yeah.
Yeah. But what's so interesting about that, and so like if that had happened this past weekend, oh yeah, I would have fucked her.
You-
But at
Yeah.
that time in our development, it really genuinely did not even occur to me. But what's so interesting, and one of the things for me personally that's so hot about this, and you and I have talked about it privately, but she was so into watching you guys
Right.
too. And for me, as a really dedicated voyeur, she was a very dedicated voyeur.
Right.
So she kept saying, yeah, fuck her, baby. And she would turn to me and say, she's getting ready to come. And like, and you said you had 3
Yeah.
orgasms. And each time she turned to me and said, she's going to come. And I said, yeah, she is. And so we were both just as excited watching you guys. And she had like snuggled, we were spooning and she had snuggled up next to me.
Wow.
And yeah, it was really hot.
That is
And
hot.
For
That's
me,
hot in and of itself.
Yeah. For somebody like me and
Right.
obviously somebody like her, we were both on the same wavelength that we just wanted to watch our spouses enjoy each other. And that's a really rare thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And Brad was also sitting there watching from the other side as well. It
Yeah.
was-
So you guys
we
were
put
putting on a show for
Me
not just his wife and me and Brad, but then the dude that we were talking about, like walking up and down with a robe on that we ran into. We'll talk about him in a second. But
Yeah, it's kind of, you don't understand it in the audio, but we'll explain what happened. Yeah.
And so, but other people, I mean, in the playrooms. And so, yeah, I mean, it was just amazing.
Yeah.
It was so fucking hot.
It definitely, and you said, and we have some amazing adventures coming up, and there are many hot experiences. This one will always hold a very special place in my
Yeah.
heart because it was so unexpected. I was so frustrated with Brad because you could hear me talk about like I'm like, shut the fuck up. Stop being that guy. I was so you hear it in my voice. I was so anxious about that. And I didn't want to be the couple with the single guy that was a dick.
Yeah.
Because Brad's our friend and we were having a great time and we had a great time with him and I really enjoyed him. But he does.
Sometimes he's not good with boundaries.
Yeah, he pushes.
Yeah,
he pushes, but always respectfully. He really does, always
that's true.
respectfully. And I actually had a conversation with him like the next day about how fucking hot that was, but don't do that again. Like, it was like this weird conversation about how I appreciate what happened and it was amazing, it was the best thing ever, but you have to be aware of what you do may affect others, may affect us. And honestly, we were so new in the lifestyle at that point in time still, and we were just exploring this piece, and this had nothing like this had ever happened before. I don't know that I'd be as, I don't want to say offended, but as taken aback by it today as I was then. Because we know your boundaries change, your growth changes, everything changes as you grow and you get more comfortable. But I was just really, you can hear me saying I wanted him to focus on me. And the only reason I was like saying to him, no, you pay attention to me, is because I didn't want him going from couple to couple to couple to couple and then us getting kicked out.
Yes.
That was really the key. I don't care. He can fuck anybody he wants.
Right.
I didn't care about that
that's
at
not at all what it was about.
No, it's like, don't get our asses kicked out of here because we want to come back in a few weeks. So that was really, really interesting. And I forgot about that piece as well, that I was like, man, dude. But if he had it not been done for that, right. If he, whatever happened, that he connected with her next to us, that never would have happened. Right. So I owe him. And I told him, he knows this. This is not a surprise. It's still one of our hottest encounters ever because it was so unanticipated. It was so organic. It was just off the cuff. So he knows that it was that way, but it was weird. And that actually kind of added to this whole piece of it, you know, if you really, really think about it. But it was so crazy. It was so awesome. And I never did get his name. I never wanted to know. I forgot that you had even said what her name was. And so I'm disappointed that now I know it because for the longest time I've been going, I didn't even know their names. But now you told me and I had to beep it out. That's okay. But it was just fucking amazing. And I can feel that moment. I can see us there. And I remember all of that. I remember how we were sitting and what we were doing. And yeah, that was just, looking down and realizing it was her that was feeling my leg, you know? And so we talk a lot about consent in a lot of the things that we do. And I'm listening to myself. I'm going, I wonder if I asked if I could do this or if I could do that, because consent is important. And so obviously I was even thinking about it at that point in time, but she had reached out and touched me ever so gently. It wasn't obnoxious or awful at all. And that was my cue that I could reach over and kiss her. And actually it was very nice. It wasn't intrusive. She did not touch me inappropriately. She just rubbed my leg, the outside of my leg. And like I said, it took me a while to figure out that it was her because I'm like, wait a minute, Brad's over there. Tristan's behind me fucking me. Who's rubbing my leg? So it was really cool. And then, and then just, made my move on her. And that was hot. See, I think, it's just about where I am in the moment. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, fucking him was really, really hot. Yeah. Yeah. It was cool.
Yeah, I relive that moment. I relive that episode a lot. Yeah. Yeah.
It truly is one of my favorite. I mean, we have some hot other experiences going on.
There's more to come.
Wonderful and fun. Yeah, some wonderful and fun things.
That was a huge highlight for me in our lifestyle journey. Yeah. Because that was the first, think about it.
We were never going to have anonymous sex.
Right.
We talked about, I think we probably there may even be audio or something. Like we were like, well, we will never be the kind, and matter of fact, that's why we're like, we don't go to house parties. Anonymous sex doesn't, excite me, and I don't want to have anything to do with it. I like to know people. I like to get to know them, but that was all out the window at this point. I didn't even want to know his name. I was probably like my buddy in Savannah that I wouldn't tell him my name after he forgot what it was. There's something hot about having an anonymous experience. And so, but again, I don't like to plan for that kind of stuff. So we couldn't have said, all right, we're going to go in and anonymously fuck another couple. It wouldn't have worked for me.
Right.
But this was fucking amazing.
Yeah. But this is all part of the growth and the evolution. And we had gotten to a comfort level where, we were not going to plan for that. But if it happens, it's okay.
Well, now.
And it was okay. No. I know that was the first time that it happened. But it took all of the progression to get to that point to where that was, not only, was it okay, it was really fucking okay.
Yeah. Yes.
And we're farther along now, and it's more okay, and we do that more often now, COVID notwithstanding.
Right. But at the time we were...
That was a huge leap for us.
We were not even a year. That was right at our year.
That was, right at a year.
Right at a year. There was so much that changed. If you listeners haven't listened to any of the 29 episodes before this one, go back and listen, because this was so far out of the box of what we thought was going to be our lifestyle real journey. None of this. We didn't plan for any of this, quite honestly. We didn't plan for a podcast. So it's like, what the fuck? Sure, why not? Have anonymous sex. Tell the world about your sex life. Tell the world about your anonymous sex. Sure. Yeah, but guess what? There's more coming. But anyways, I don't want to give too much away.
Yeah. I will say it just gets better.
It does get better, but that's your...
And it really does.
That's going to be your t-shirt. Yours is be quotes. It just gets better.
Yeah.
Just wait. It gets better. But yeah, that was really, really, really fucking hot. And it was amazing and just breathless.
Yeah.
So tell about the guy at the end.
Oh, yeah. So
yeah, that was a little confusing.
While all of this was going on, there was an older gentleman walking back and forth, kind of, just walking around the room. He had a bathrobe on. He was clearly watching what was going on and watching everybody. And he clearly had become acquainted with Myrina.
Or he wanted to become acquainted.
And by acquainted, I mean, visually acquainted. And so we wrapped up and we all got dressed and we went out to wait for the golf cart to take us back to the parking area. And we happened to, lo and behold, get on the same golf cart with this gentleman and his wife.
Right.
And so the way that it works at Caliente, you can call and have the guards take you around and take you where you want to go on a golf cart. And so
this is one of those like 6-seater
like a big golf cart. Yeah. And so these folks happened to be on the same golf cart. And
they were literally going around the corner.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Right.
And
because
so
this was, really fast. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but really fast. So we talked about this was at the Casita Clubhouse. Well, we stayed at a Casita 2 weeks ago. It was the first time we'd stayed at a Casita. So it's in that little, Casita neighborhood, its own little neighborhood. So so he literally was like a street over.
Right. Yeah. So the driver,
guard's like, you want to ride? And he's like, they're like, yeah.
Yeah. To drop them off before taking us back to the clubhouse where we had parked.
Yeah.
So when they stopped at their casita, he turned to Myrina and said, "You guys want to come in for a beer?"
Yeah. The husband did. Yeah.
Yeah. And the wife's like, I want to fucking go to bed. It's 4:00. It was 3-something in the morning at that point. And
I think they closed at 3. I think it was from 1 till 3.
Yeah. Yeah. But we stayed after because we didn't leave until, we started recording that at 3:50.
Yeah.
When we got on the highway.
Oh, maybe it closes at 3:30.
Yeah.
It must have been 3:30.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. By the time we actually got, on the road. Oh my God.
It's exhausting.
Yeah.
We're too old now to do that.
Oh,
3 years later.
No, we're
3
not.
years later, I'm like, oh my God, really? I would have to be up until 4? I would have to fuck someone till almost 4 in the morning? Really?
So, dear, let me remind you, 2 weeks ago, as we chronicled in episode 29, 2 weeks ago, we were up until 4 o'clock in the morning, and you fucked me and Phoenix. And so, yeah. So
that's true.
Yeah,
all right.
You can handle it.
I got it.
You can handle it.
I got it. I can handle it. I can do this. I need to get back into shape.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need to start staying up late and fucking late.
Yeah. Well, we got New Year's coming up.
Yes, we do.
Yeah. So you'll be staying up late and fucking late and more than 2 guys. So
yeah, I will be. God willing. Yeah. Anything else about this amazing episode before we will give a quick highlight about what's coming up for us? It was fucking awesome. So I have to say
the audio, by the way. And so in my notes, when I prepared the outline for this, I just wrote a note that said this audio pretty much stands on its own.
Yeah.
So,
it was originally like 33 minutes. So I cut out. I cut out very little.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
it went up 26 minutes, and so
I don't know. There was a part where we were talking about the kids or something like that. So I cut that shit out. But the funny part's where the guy in the Bentley goes by, and then he goes by again. Yeah. So I left that in because this is what happens. People at 3:50 4 o'clock in the morning on the way home from Caliente is that you see coyotes that you think are deer. You see Bentley drivers trying to find dates. I did say, we actually said in the video, I should give him my card. Mm-hmm. He's driving a Bentley convertible. Yeah, hell yeah, baby. Sign me up. I was just at Caliente fucking anybody, people I don't even know. But yeah, that was really, really, really awesome. Again, the best thing about it was so unexpected and so unplanned. We didn't even think about the playrooms. Oh, and I love the fact that we talk about we were going to have sex on one of those chair things.
Right.
That's a cabana bed.
Yeah.
We were such noobs. We'd only been, 4 or 5 times. We'd never been during the day, still at that point in time.
Yeah.
So we didn't know what the place looked like in the sun. So you can see, in case you guys didn't figure it out, and you haven't figured out why we love Caliente so much, this is a big part of it. We've had, when we talk about, and you guys heard it, even if go back if you didn't, listen to Joanna and Casey in their interview last episode, they talk about what a special place Caliente is. This is why.
Yeah.
Because we've had so many experiences there, and this one, you just can't beat it. And we just have great time there.
Yeah, we love it so much.
Yeah, that was why it was important to play this piece. Plus, with the fact that we've been chomping at the bit to get to it because it was such an amazing play date. Yeah, you just can't plan that shit. You just can't plan that shit.
Yeah, and I have to agree with you on that. And as you know, I love to plan everything.
No, you just can't. But cannot
that's something that
plan
you
that
just
shit.
cannot plan.
We're gonna have to ask people to tell us their anonymous, their hot anonymous sex stories. Yeah, I'll figure out how. Don't do it yet. I'll figure out how. I'll tell you what we're going to do about that. But I think it'd be really, really hot.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah, that'd be super fun. So there you go. That was it. That was
it.
well, I mean, that was it. But it was obviously almost 3 years later, it still rings as one of the top 5 experiences.
Yeah, I would say so.
I can think of the other few. Definitely there's at least 10. But yeah, that's one of the top.
I can think of like 40.
Well, I can think of 40 experience. I can think of hundreds of experiences, but I want to talk about the top 10. This one's in the top probably 3.
Yeah,
just because of the way it happened. We were so young in it. We didn't know what we were doing. We didn't expect it to happen. I didn't know how to tell you. Like when she said that he wants to taste you while you're getting fucked, I'm like,
yeah, that was really fucking hot.
But I can't. We hadn't talked about anything.
That's the sort.
Like we can't. I can't say.
Yeah, logistically, you got to talk that shit out.
Yeah, there's a lot that goes on with that. There's like body parts and shit that touch, and I don't even know how that works. Still, I don't think that I know how that works with 2 men. So it was very, it was crazy. There's no code word for that. There's no.
We don't even have a code word for yay or nay, much less. All right, so
it's a good thing we know each other so well.
He's going to lick your clit while I'm bucking you. No.
What's the code word for that? Monkey bread. Monkey bread.
Well, there
monkey
you
bread.
go.
There we go. That's our code for that. I don't know what made me think
listeners,
of that.
Listeners, if we're ever at a party and you hear monkey bread, either run or flock to us, one of the two.
Or join in.
Yeah.
Yes, if you're hearing monkey bread, just join in. I'm going to tell you right now, 3 years ago, I may not have been as accommodating. But a year and a half into COVID, monkey bread. Yep. Maybe we'll do some monkey bread in the Dominican Republic. I don't know. There's monkeys and bread there. It's a win-win.
And Tristan and Myrina there, so.
That's right. Oh my God. But yes, that is exactly why. Because we just didn't even know what we were doing. And it was just so off the charts for us at that point in time. That was, again, something we were never, ever going to do because I'm not interested in anonymous sex. Well, guess what?
It's not so bad.
It's not so bad. I got to tell you. Again, it had to be the right place, the right time, the right couple, the right everything. And it wasn't. Because Brad was in there talking to everybody. I'm like, shut the fuck up. So that's what made it even better because it was so unexpected. All right, we'll finish talking about that. So what's coming up?
We're off the outline now, so don't point at me.
I am pointing at you because there is one more thing on your outline that we're going to be talking about, which is what's coming up.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we are resuming play.
We are. We did
resume play.
We did.
Yeah.
We didn't record about it, though. It was just a friendly dinner.
Yeah.
With another couple.
Yeah.
There were 6 of us.
Yeah, that was fun. But I had a night date with Amber.
You did. That's right. I forgot.
Yeah.
Yep.
And I hadn't seen her since June, so that was really nice to reconnect with her. That was this past Thursday. We had a wonderful time. We spent the night together, and I always love being with her. I miss her, so it was nice to reconnect. Yeah. And then we had a great weekend with Phoenix Fire and Crimson Dragonfly in St. Pete. Fucking it's all over Instagram with on both of all of our accounts, actually. Yeah. We drank a lot.
Well, we were supposed to do something else, which we'll talk about, which we had to postpone. We were going to do, there was something else that was going on that at the last minute we ended up postponing it. So it was one of those, it was quite similar to, hey, instead of going to New Orleans, let's plan a second trip and then let's have that go to shit. So it was kind of like, let's practice our pivot skills again, and let's plan this amazing thing, and then let's have that go to shit, and then we have to recuperate.
Yeah.
It took a little bit. We were able to soothe ourselves
Yes.
with some alcoholic beverages and some wonderful company and great music.
Yes.
And it was a lot. Yeah, it was a lot. It ended up being a lot of fun.
We had an amazing Friday night and Saturday night. And
Yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah. And then Sunday, as you mentioned, we had a very nice intimate get together with Phoenix Fire and Crimson Dragonfly and
Another
their original couple that introduced them to the lifestyle. So the six of us had a really wonderful afternoon and evening. That was a lot of fun.
That was a lot of fun.
So that was a nice kind of easy entry back into playing with people that we were familiar with.
And felt okay expanding our bubble a little bit.
Yes.
And then because as we have all talked about, and you listeners may not know, but we've decided we're actually attending a swinger New Year's Eve party. It's small in comparison to what there was before.
30 couples, I think.
Yeah, but I think before they had 70 couples.
Yeah. The one
or
that we
80 couples.
20, So actually, the New Year's, exactly. New Year's Eve.
2019, 2020.
2020, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it was fucking huge.
Yeah, so this is a lot
smaller.
A lot smaller, a lot more intimate, which is right up our alley for right now. So that'll be a lot of fun. And then we'll see how things go. We're not taking off the training wheels and going full bore. We're just saying we're going to take it slow and for us, do what's comfortable and what feels good.
And after so long off, that for me in particular is comfortable doing it the way that we resumed doing it, and we'll continue to do it.
Right. Well, and for us, the other piece is this particular group of people are also very health aware. Not that people who play aren't health aware, but this particular group is they're very vaccinated, and that's part of why we were invited. That made sense for us to be able to move into that type of a group since we're kind of going slow. But I will have to say, I'm very excited.
I can't wait, especially after this past weekend.
Yeah.
I had a really good time.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, with her. And so I'm eager to have a good time with her.
I know. So Tristan's been saying to me over the last 2 days, you fucked 3 men in one day. I'm like, yeah, I know. But he's like, yeah, but it's been a long time.
It's been a long time since he did that. In one afternoon.
I know. Well, that's okay.
And I fucked 3 different women in 4 in 3 days.
Yeah,
and so,
if you get to count Amber.
It's been, of course I count Amber. But
I meant in that it's not the same day. It was a few days.
Yeah, between
earlier.
Friday morning and Sunday afternoon. Yeah. So it's been a long time.
Yeah.
So I miss that.
So take our time. Do what's comfortable. But yeah.
Be responsible.
But we are super excited for that.
I'm very excited about New Year's. Yeah.
A couple weeks away.
Yeah.
Whoop, whoop.
All right.
Yeah. All right. So pay attention, and that'll be an after party episode. So if you're not familiar with what the after party is, it is one of our bonus things that we offer for folks to be able to pay, to be able to have an all access pass to the after party recordings, which we do. Usually we try and do them within 24 hours of the weekend ending. What we've done historically is done it on the Sunday. We've played Friday and Saturday, and then we talk about it on Sunday. And so those recordings are now the basis for what will be episodes in a year or so from now, or 2 years from now. Depends on how long it takes us to get through the other episodes. So
considering that we're spending 3 episodes on 1 week in February 2019.
Well, it's not all going to be like that. I promise. I promise. It won't. I wish that it was, but this was a very pivotal moment for us.
We were quite active at that time. So
I was chomping at the bit.
Up, yeah.
I was slutting it up. I was sowing my oats, and I was enjoying my new hotwifedness, and just sure, you want to go out? I will go out. And again, it doesn't mean play. I'll go out still now, but it was a lot more. We hadn't done that before, and this is moving into that. So there we are with that. Stop looking at me like that.
I'm only looking at you like that because you're looking at me like that.
You look like the cat who ate the canary.
Yeah, and so do you.
I know. That's because we're getting back into play again.
I'm pretty sure as soon as this goes off, we're going to go fuck like we did the last episode.
You just stop giving away our secrets. You can't make people think that every time we record a podcast, we go fuck afterwards. That's just not normal.
Yeah, that's true. We don't. Not every time.
Not every time.
But as the heat escalates.
That is getting a little bit more challenging.
Yeah.
It's getting a little more challenging. But anyway, so that's where, that's what you can find out about the after party. If you want to listen to those episodes, just go to our website and you can sign up for our emails and updates. Or if you check on community on the website, it talks about how to access those after party episodes. There's a couple of different pay levels. It's basically a help support us, but this is how we say thank you. So you're going to get access to those recordings. The things that are happening now, that won't make it into episodes for a couple of years. So that's what the after party is. So that'll be there in a couple of weeks, and we'll start filling in the gaps with those after party episodes now that we are having after parties.
Again.
Again, which to us means play now outside of the episodes. So this is our last podcast of the year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it will be.
Happy holidays. Happy New Year. However you celebrate your holiday, or even if you don't, happy winter solstice, any of those things. We just wish you health and happiness and love and fucking.
Yeah.
That's
And
what we wish for you.
Lots of all of the above.
Yes. Whatever that looks like for you in 2022, we hope that that works for you. And hope that you will join us on our journey in 2022.
Yeah, 2022 is going to be awesome.
Yeah. And don't forget, if you want to go to the Dominican Republic with us, check that out too.
Yeah, we're a lot of fun, by the way.
We are.
If you haven't figured that out by now, you'll have a good time.
Yeah. And we're just fun to sit around, talk to, chat. Lots of interesting subjects to talk about. Football. I like sports. I'm a sports girl. That's why I kind of hang out with the dudes. I talk sports. I love it. That'll be on the agenda, I'm sure, for this week, eh?
I'm sure. Well, that'll be March. That's March Madness time.
There you go. Oh, there we go. There we go. So find us there. Find us on our website. Check that out. Make sure you sign up for emails and updates if you haven't done that yet either, because that will tell you what's up and coming with us, what we're doing now and in the future. For instance, we just found out we're going back to Caliente in January.
On the 15th, I believe.
14th and 15th. We'll be there the weekend of the 14th. So we had an
Friday
opening.
and Saturday nights.
Yep. So we're going to go check that out. And they have a new party coming up. We'll tell you about it when we get there, because I'm not really sure what it entails, but a whole new something that they're coming up with. And so we thought, let's go check that out. So
once we get the details, we'll let you know.
So that's on our website. That's on our travel calendar, which is, again, on the website. Or you can always follow us on our socials, because especially Instagram, that's where we tend to put everything that we're doing up to the minute. So if we're doing something that's public in the sense that come join us if we're out there, we put that on Instagram. So you can follow us at Accidental Swingers on Instagram, or
Myrina's Tristan on Instagram.
And Twitter, we're at Myrina_Tristan. But if you search Accidental Swingers, it will show up. That's where you'll find us. That's where we'll be. And we wish you all a wonderful couple of end of the week of December, and a Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Happy New Year, everybody. Take care. And we will see you at an after party in a few weeks. And then for episode 31 shortly after that.
That's going to be a good one.
Yeah, it is. We'll wrap up this incredibly crazy week, and you'll find out why the underside of my tongue was so sore. Although I told you it's because I was sucking a lot of dick. But that's all. That's besides the point. Good night, everybody. Take care. Enjoy. Happy New Year.
Good night. Happy New Year.
Love this episode of The Accidental Swingers? Pop on over to your favorite podcast platform and subscribe to our show. And while you're there, you can leave us a review. You can also visit our website, accidentalswingers.com, to get show notes, read our blog, or find out about our next adventure. Join us next time and listen along as we bumble our way through this adventure that we call the lifestyle.